call along Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth, peace, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. I'm going to start off by saying now, today's lesson is about stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious sons. Stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious sons. Okay. Today's video is about the stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious sons. Last night, let me start off by saying, yes, I do understand from all the teachings that I've been receiving from my apostles and elders of the great millstone, okay, the honorable Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Elder Bishop Zachariah, and many of the other elder bishops, okay, have made sure that we understand this truth, okay. And so I understand that the weapons of our warfare is not carnal. This is true. This is so very true. Yahweh shall also said, buy yourself a sword. Sell your cloak if you have to, but buy yourself a sword. And then they went on their way, and the disciples came back with two swords. Look, Rabbi, we have two. Yahweh shall didn't, blow up and didn't get upset. He just said, that is enough. And they went on their way to Galilee so he can pray. Okay. Now, yes, I did. Last night, around about 3:55 a.m. in the morning. I live here, as some of you may know, I live here in my motorhome. Okay, I built a RV garage around it, open top. Right now, it's just 8 feet. I plan on putting a lowest wheel, put another 2 feet on it, make it 10 feet, and then put a roof on top. Or I was just going to leave it open. Well, I was thinking about leaving it open. But for the past 2 weeks, I've been experiencing something. At first, I thought it was a raccoon. The first 2 times, I thought maybe it might be a raccoon, or either a rather large raccoon or, small-sized human. After talking with others and family members, I got to think maybe it's a raccoon. Okay, so I got up there and I sprinkled down some cayenne pepper and all these different things and stuff. And but last night, early this morning, I should say, around 3:55 a.m., there was no mistake about it. It wasn't no raccoon. It was a guy. Had to be some young guy. Climbed up on the back side of my RV shed, climbed over, and jumped himself onto the back of my motorhome. And this time, he got up there and wasn't no crawling. It was actual walking. I was hearing footsteps. And so at this point, I'm like, no. I mean, hey, what is a brother to do? What is a man to do concerning defending his home? Hey, I grabbed my discharger, for lack of words. My bullet releaser, my stone projector, and I couldn't help it, man. I stepped outside my motorhome, man, and started busting all up in the air. Pow, 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 pow. Shit, get the fuck off my goddamn shit, nigga. The fuck off my shit. You understand? The fuck off my motherfucking shit. The fuck wrong with you? Whomever it was, you got the fuck off. You understand? It was the first time I had to go ahead and do that, man. I ain't with nothing all that. I ain't with all that, man. I'm with this word trying to be peaceable and all this and that. You understand? The old man, I'm low vision blind. You see, they know that I'm low vision blind. So I guess pretty much they decided to target me and come down here and mess with the old man. You know, F with the old man. Let's go fuck with the old man. And I'm just simply trying to live, mind my business, finish building my RV garage, and we are as pilgrims upon the earth. Whatever you have, be prepared to lose. I used to have a house right here in this field, a two-story house, two-family flat. I lived upstairs and had my workshop downstairs. I'm a retired carpenter of over 45 years of hands-on skills and experience right here in the city of Detroit, the proving grounds. Okay? And so these stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious sons, I'm inspired to do a video today on these stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious sons. So here we go. So lock here for my ranting, okay? This situation is, in my mind, it's ongoing. It's not over because he could have easily been pouring gasoline. Okay? He could have easily been pouring gasoline and lit it and jumped off, went on about his business and just let it burn. Okay? This is Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18. Okay? Through 21. As we go off into this word. Yahushua said, verse 18, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, a stubborn and rebellious son. Here it is, many of these young men today, they're just so stubborn. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to participate. They don't want to help themselves. They don't want to wash and bathe their own behinds. They don't want to brush their own teeth, wash their own mouth. They don't want to comb their own hair. They don't want to get a job. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to get a career. They want to lay up under some dumb hearted female to get a bad seed of their children, and they call themselves a real man. They like to here in Detroit. They like to target old man. They'll walk up and start a back and forth bullshit conversation with an old man, disrespecting an old man, calling an old man dog, and telling the old man, "Come here. Didn't you fucking hear me, old man? Come here." And they start walking towards the old man. If an old man don't pull out a firearm to make them stop, they'll keep walking towards the old man. And if an old man ain't got a firearm, start bagging up, then they start running towards the old man so they can run up on him, start sucker punching him and beat him on down to the ground and stomping and kicking his head until it turns into a ball. That's what these young fellas like to do here in the city of Detroit. You had to be armed. Why do you think Yahushua told the disciples to go get some swords? You go look it up. I'm not lying. Yahushua told him. Yahushua didn't need no swords. He's the Lord. But the disciples were still just men. The disciples were still just men. And the time that Yahushua told them to go buy swords, it was not during the time of Jeremiah chapter 16 and 16. That was not a time when they were being fishers of men. This was the time when they was going over to Galilee so Yahushua can pray. And this is around the time when the Pharisees came upon the whole group of disciples and Yahushua. You see, and who got the ear smoted? Malchus. About who? Peter. Peter represents us. You understand? At some point, once it's Amos chapter 8, verse 11, when we are no longer fishers of men, but it's the famine of the word. Because there was a famine of the word at during the time when Yahushua told the disciples to go to buy swords. Sell their cloak if they have to, but buy yourself a sword. How come? Because if you don't have a sword to protect your cloak, then some fool can come up on you and catch you. Some robbers can catch you unawares, and they could take your cloak. If you ain't got no sword, you okay? Yeah. No, our weapons of warfare are not carnal. No, they're not. But Yahushua told the disciples to go get a sword for a reason. It was not for a reason. Everything that Yahushua says is for a reason. You understand? You understand? Which will not obey the voice of his father. The young males, they don't obey the voice of the fathers. Many of the young males today were not even raised by their fathers. They don't know nothing about a father. They surely don't know nothing about a granddaddy. They don't know nothing about no granddaddy. You know, some of them don't know nothing about uncle. You know, that's why they remember back in the day they used to call old schools unk, unk, because these young males didn't even have a daddy or uncle. So they called the old schools on the street uncle. They call them unk. You know what I'm saying? Ark. You know, and it's a trip. It's a real trip. How sad this whole thing, is playing out with these people. Or the voice of his mother. They don't listen to their mother. They don't care. Why? Because they've been raised up seeing that their mother being raised by their mother, seeing their mother being nothing but a harlot in the goddamn street, having all different types of means coming over back and forth in and out the goddamn house and shit, and then all kinds of sounds going on in the bedroom. What the fuck do you think they're gonna think about the mama? They don't give a shit about her. She's just another goddamn harlot. They probably done slapped her or and had her sucking out their dicks. For real. That when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them. You see, because whatever chastening that they can do is of no good and of no use and of no value. Because the little young fools are completely destroyed. You understand? They are destroyed inside. They have nothing to look forward to. It used to be where a person you had to get old first before you realize that life ain't shit here in America. Everything that you get, you cannot keep, you cannot hold, or keep anything. You have to be just like that movie, in the Longfellows with that guy. He told that other guy, other Italian guy, he said, you had to be ready to drop everything, leave everything in less than 30 seconds. In less than 30 seconds, leave everything, drop everything, and go. That's if you want to survive. If you want to survive, this thing that's going down, you had to be ready. You had to be ready. You see, and so I don't know what Yahweh has planned. He took my house that was here, burned off the whole roof, baby. Burned off the whole. I got pictures. Burned off the whole roof, and so I don't know what's up with these young fellas. What Yahweh has planned? It might be my testing. I don't know. But I know, like I said, and his mother lay. Let's see, in verse 19, then shall his father and his mother lay hands on him. That means grab hold of the little bastard. You see, but that's just it. In today's time, there's no father to grab hold to the young fella, and the mother gets no respect. So the young males, stubborn, rebellious young males, they go without being punished. That's why in the streets they receive a stoning. Pop, 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 a stoning. Okay, that's what, when you see them being shot to death, that's called a stoning, because a bullet is hardened stone, hardened into metal, called lead. You encase gunpowder around it, put it in a gun and aim it at a dumbass, and you pull the trigger several times. Pop, 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 pop. That's called a stoning. You understand? A stoning. You understand? And bring him out until the elders of his city. You see? And when the young males come out in the streets, what is the first thing that they say to an old school? Dog, don't pull nothing out. Be a real man. Dog, don't pull nothing out. Prove your manhood. They don't want an old man to pull nothing out because they know in the spirit, these young males know that they supposed to get stoned. They supposed to be judged for the thing that they don't did. They don't did everything wrong. They don't double cross everybody today, and they are not trustworthy in one way or the other. The only thing you can do with them, you can't teach them. You can't. They won't learn. The only thing you can do with them is stone them to death. You can't give them the word. You can't preach the word to these fools. You can't preach the word to these fools. They'll probably try to. You better not be standing by yourself. You better be in a camp. You better be standing with a whole camp. But you by yourself, you try to preach the word to these fools, they'll attack you. Here in the city of Detroit, try it. Let's see it. Try it. Stand there by yourself and preach the word. Watch you get your ass toe out and beat. You understand? If that's what you want, go ahead. And until the gate of his place. You understand? Because when they come out to the streets, the first thing they say, old school, don't pull none out. Dog, don't pull none out. Because they know they're supposed to be blasted. They know. And what happens? The old school, if he got a pistol on him, he's going to pull out and blast him. Why? Because that's the spirit of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, raining down judgment upon these fools. You understand? It comes to that. Hey, anything could have happened last night. I could have been killed. Okay? I could have got killed. They could have just flat out just shot me dead. Blah, 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 blah. You know? Anything could have happened. It's so much unsurety now. It's so much unsurety. And they shall say unto him, see, but I may have been angry when I stepped out there and started busting, but I could have easily been shot down dead for my anger. You understand? Don't let yourself get too angry, because these 2/3, they will catch you off guard, and they will make you so mad. They will. Just like some of the brothers in the Apostle Tahar's camp, the brother from Britain. He was saying that, he sounded like he's from Britain or something, or England or something. He was saying how he had a dream where Jacob troubles were going down, and he found himself, he had a rifle in one hand and what, I think a pistol in the other, or 2 assault rifles, and he was shooting, blasting at damn 2/3. He wasn't blasting soldiers, he was blasting at 2/3. It's another brother that's been hooking up with Apostle Aram now, brother from the San Francisco Bay Camp, Brother Skanat. Okay, he told about a dream years ago. He told about a dream that he had where he was going through the town and he encountered some 2/3 busting at him, and somehow, some way, he managed to get the gun from them, and he was busting back at the 2/3, not at the soldiers, not at martial law troops, but at not at Esau as Edom, but at the goddamn gone 2/3. Moses, he erred and got mad and struck the stone instead of speaking words concerning Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai places the words in our mouth, what it is for us to say. Okay, so, but he got mad, the 2/3, and pissed him off, and made him mad, and he erred and struck the stone with the stick, with the rod. Okay, we have to be careful and not get so mad that we err, okay, and miss out on going to the promised land. Or got so mad and that we would have done overstepped our bounds. We got bounds. As shepherds of the Lord, we got bounds, you know. And I really dislike it that I was placed in a situation where I felt completely vulnerable, and I just walking on top of my motorhome at 3:55 a.m. in the morning, brother. What am I gonna do with that? Don't just watch the video and talk shit. Put it in the comment board what I should have done. Okay? Put it in the comment board what I should have goddamn done. Because at that time, at 3:55 in the goddamn a.m. in the morning, I came out busting. You understand? I came out busting. You know what I'm saying? 2 different goddamn guns a day. Stone projectiles. Okay? Okay? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. Okay. This is very oppressive. Very oppressive. Verse 20. And they shall say unto the elders of the city, that be us. We're the elders of the city. That's old schools. We're the elders of the city. This, our son, is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton. What this means? This means these young fools, they sit up lay up on other people and eat up all their food. Just eat it, and they don't feel bad about it, and they don't bother to go out and hustle or do anything to get up some more money to bring in more food. If they do, it's the equivalent of a bag of chips and a soda pop or something, and a snaky cake, okay? And then they start walking for the kitchen like they bought something in there. So you know what they're going to do, what their behavior and attitude is going to be when everything's shut down. They're going to straight what? Take up arms and rifle into their neighbors' homes for lack of bread. They're going to ravish the wives, take all the food, drink the wine, and do all these things. Okay? Okay? because of their wicked spirits. Okay? And many of them will be surprised because many people will, by this time, done taken up arms. And then when see the reason why a lot of these fools, young fools, are able to do what they do because us older people don't want to go to jail. We don't want to sit up and live our whole life, and doing the best we can, and then at the end, we had to go spend life in prison because of a dumbass that we slaughtered or slayed. So we got to be careful, you know, you know. I'm glad that I didn't get harmed, and I'm glad that I didn't harm whomever. Because I just shot in the air. I didn't aim directly at anybody, okay? And I didn't shoot straight out, concerned about my neighbors. I just, in the air. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Yep, they sit up and get drunk and sit around like down there where I just moved from. It could have been one of those young fellas down there, down the street down there who came down here in the night, because why? They jealous of me, the old man. I'm minding my business, not bothering nobody, and building my own shit. You understand? And I'm built my RV garage and stuff, and ain't finished yet, trying to finish it off and everything. They jealous. They laying up under some female that got kids and 3 and 4 guys, stuffed up under one female and all this. Man, I got out of there. Moved my stuff on down here. Still got some more stuff down there to move down here and everything. And from a buddy of mine where I was living with him. He's a terror. Taree. He looks like one of us, but he most of the time, because of his psychological inabilities, he either behaves like a white boy or he behaves like a white woman. It's when he's being too dumb, that's when he's behaving like a goddamn dumbass 2/3 nigga. You understand? And I moved to live with him because Yahweh had what? Remember, they're going to be our slaves, our servants in the kingdom. So our slaves in the kingdom. So Yahweh, Revelation chapter 13, verse 9, 10, and 11, and Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. So Yahweh had him, and because of different things that he done to me, that has caused me to lose out on monies, that I've considered that as him robbing me or whatever. And so, because of that, to me, he's like a thief. With different things he's done. So, because of that, I'm going to throw in Exodus chapter 22, verse 3.